Up, you guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Alex Hampton Show. I'm your host, Alex Hampton, where we discuss movies, TV shows, streaming shows, and a lot of different controversial news. I am your host, Alex Hampton, and today I couldn't do this show without my co-host, Mr. Ian Elliott Carter. How are you doing today, Ian?
Hey, doing great, man. It's been a minute. It must have been like 2, 3 weeks since I've been on.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Been a minute. I didn't want to do the show
Yeah.
on Memorial Day weekend because I got lit that day, so it was
Oh,
fun.
it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. A lot been going on though, man.
A lot has been going on. A bunch of stuff we definitely are going to dive into today. But if this is your first time ever watching this show, we would definitely love to welcome you to the show. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, guys, if you cannot watch us live, you can definitely watch the playback once it's done, or you can listen to us on Spotify. This episode will be available on Spotify as soon as we are done here recording here on the YouTube channel. Also, guys, if you want to support us on Momentum Media, there's various ways you can support us. Obviously, subscribe, obviously, leave a comment, share the video out. Also, if you want to support us on a monetary level, my Cash App is down below on the banner, or you can become a Patreon supporter. We have one tier on there where you get all content before it releases to my YouTube channel. So that is the multiple ways you can support us here on Momentum Media. Now, before we get into the topics today, I usually have a fan question that we normally do every show, but today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're just going to stick to some controversial topics that have come out literally within the last few days. So let's go ahead and start with our off the top. And our off the top topics start with this. Last time I talked to you, Ian, uh we didn't see the Cassie video. I remember jumping on live and doing like maybe 10 minutes about it, but I really wanted to get your perspective and a lot of other people's perspective about it. But if you guys don't know, literally within the last couple weeks, the hotel video that Diddy and Cassie were in showed a video of him actually assaulting Cassie. I chose not to play it on my YouTube channel. You guys can find it on YouTube. I don't think I'll be flagged or anything like that, but that's just not something I think is necessary given the circumstances of what happened.
If it was a
Um,
white girl, you got flagged. So
Yeah, if I played that John Majors video, I probably would have got flagged. Uh,
yeah.
but it was oh hey AK, nice to see you, AK.
Hey
Um
Kay, watch what's happening, girl.
AK. But yeah, the whole Diddy Cassie thing um came out, and the video is um definitely not a good sight to see. It's definitely egregious. My thoughts on it now are basically like, okay, everything that she alleged in her lawsuit, I believe now, obviously. And let me just say this: I know there are random people coming out saying things like, "Well, she would fight him or she would hit him," and things of that nature. I don't think there's any good position where anybody should be putting their hands on anyone, regardless of whatever the circumstances are. If your life is in danger, that's one thing, but what he did in that video is so unnecessary and so uncalled for. I have a daughter. I have women in my life that I love. You know, I don't like my ex-wife, but I wouldn't wish anything against her. I wouldn't wish someone to beat her ass. So, but my thing is to see something like that really made me made me view Diddy in a different light. I understand people have their downfalls, and I'm not saying people can't come back from those things. But what I'm more so concerned about, and maybe Ian, you can share some light to this as well. How many people knew about this stuff and they just didn't say anything? Like, I'm just like, all the people that we know are in the public light, like who went to the parties, who hung out with Diddy, like how many of them knew? So Ian, what did you think about the video? And what do you think about everything that has transpired since that video has been released?
Yeah, no. I'll just piggyback what you said and add a little spice to it. Like what you said about how many people know. Honestly, I think a lot more people know and they're not saying anything because in the hip hop world. Now, everybody has an opinion that's outside of the hip hop world, including us, CNN, even like all these main media platforms are talking about it. In the hip hop world, all I see talking about is Diddy. I mean, 50 Cent. It's not a lot of like
Yeah.
rappers and moguls that are actually in the culture talking about it. Now you'll get the podcast people like Joe Budden and Rory and Maul and like the Breakfast Club and Hot 97 and all them because that's their job. That's what they do. They report on it. But as of his peers and stuff like that, it's quiet, man. So that's what I feel because if they don't like somebody, as we were seeing with Drake, they're quick to do what they got to do to push this person out. They're very vocal if they don't like you and stuff like that. But Diddy, for some reason, he a lot of silence. Now there could be many reasons that he's paid a lot of people off, and in fact, he paid Cassie off before all this crap even started, or all this media attention. He's really quick to throw out a check and silence people. And so that's one reason. A lot of checks has been signed and a lot of people have been quiet. Two, a lot of people might have done some stuff that he knows about because he's been a face in the hip hop world forever. So basically, he's probably seen some stuff. He's like, and they're like, you better not say nothing about what I did to Cassie because I know what you've done. They could have possibly done as bad or worse. That's another theory I have. And three, it's just because they're scared. Diddy has obviously showed that he is a dangerous person. And in the hip hop community, snitching is not cool as well too. Um,
Yeah.
my thoughts on all this too, man. It's sad. That's something he did in a public hall, like at a hotel. No matter what do you think he's doing in his private house? That's wild right there to me. If you're comfortable doing that in public, boy, what are you doing in the privacy of your house? Sorry, the privates. I don't want to know what he's doing in his privates. uh, but yeah, man. As for his consequences, man, he's got the what's it called? He can't get tried because of the time period. So I forgot what that called. What's that called? But
Statute of
legally he can't.
limitations.
Statute of limitations. Gotcha. Yeah. So he can't get tried on that, and he's already had some type of like settlement with her anyway. So he can't get in trouble for that. But boy, is that box open for the things that he can get in trouble for. Every day I hear another allegation. So I feel like, boy, they want this guy now. He's on the FBI and CIA, everybody's radar. They want this man down. They're going to bring him down. And it really makes me sad because it seems like lately it's just been black people just being torn down. Now, are they tearing themselves down? Diddy, absolutely. Cosby, absolutely. Stuff like that. But man, it really breaks my heart that these are our leaders and, they're not portraying themselves or they're not what they are as they portray themselves in real life. And it's sad. Like it just shows like we got to stop looking up to these moguls and successful people and start looking up to people that have great morals, like your best friend, your dad, somebody in the community that's actually there for you that shows it not only in their actions but then in their lives. So that's woken
Yeah.
me up a lot to that.
Yeah, to that point, I mean, AK even said folks have been saying this about Diddy for years. It's horrible how much she got dragged by Diddy's fans, and now everybody is quiet since the proof has dropped. She's not. I mean, AK is not lying. She
Yeah.
also said, Weinstein, Epstein, Diddy. It's all the same. People who know what's happening. Everybody's getting paid to stay quiet, or for whatever reasons, until it blows up into the public. I mean, she has a point. People, I've been hearing stuff about Weinstein for years. So for him to be convicted, like literally within the last few years, was kind of surprising to me because of the fact this had been going on before I was even born.
What
Versus,
you doing?
oh, go
You
ahead.
told me you said you had a daughter. We know you have a daughter. Like what
Mm,
what would you do if Diddy did that to your daughter? Let's just say that she's of age and stuff like that.
I listen. I don't give a damn who Diddy is. I would have found Diddy and beat the fuck out of him. And God, please forgive me for cussing on here. I'm trying to limit my cussing. But here's the thing: at no point, I don't care what age you are allowed to put your hands on someone. Now, if my daughter were physically the aggressor, I would still reprimand her. But that still doesn't give you the right to put your hands on her. Now, I
And
get it.
there's two different things too. Like there's I've been a victim of abuse from an ex of mine, and I've had to
Right,
defend myself too. The difference
right.
between that situation and what Diddy did, this girl's trying to leave the situation. She's
Exactly.
leaving. There's no
Exactly.
confrontation going on. She's leaving and trying to leave an elevator. He's chasing her down.
In a
That's
towel.
and that's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Exactly. Like, and people, and like, listen, like, people kept saying in the comments, well, why did she wait too long? Listen, I don't care. I think people are asking the wrong questions. At the end of the
Exactly.
day,
Making
when you're
excuses.
in a situation like that, especially dealing with someone who has their hands in literally everything from politics to industries to all these different things, I understand why people feel trapped. So when people keep saying, well, why did you wait? Why did you wait? Why did you wait? I think that's a slap in the face because we don't ultimately know why they waited, but all we know is that if they feel comfortable saying something now, okay, cool. Same thing with Cosby. If I found out that Bill Cosby did something to my daughter, I would go to one of his up and coming comedy shows and it would be a problem. And my issue with this is that where where are the men who know Cassie, who love Cassie, who ain't trying to like get this dude? Like for me personally, if Cassie were my daughter, I bro, there couldn't be a law enforcement in sight to stop me from locating that dude.
Hey,
That's me.
let me play devil's advocate though. Some of the stuff I just said, like, look, we didn't even know this happened. This happened in 2016, right? It's
Yeah,
2024. We didn't even know
right.
this happened until this year. What if
No.
that actually what you just said happened? People found out, she told her dad, cousins, uncles, whatever. They come and approach Diddy. Diddy pulls out a check, they walk away. We don't know.
Now that speaks to the more like my thing is that when you're doing something like, and I don't want to speak for her family because I don't know, but hypothetical going by your scenario, if I'm
Hmm.
Cassie's father and Diddy offered me a check to be quiet, that speaks about my morals about how I view my
I'm
daughter.
with you. I'm with you, but
Yeah,
we can't pretend like those guys don't exist. I'm with you though.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't. There's
yeah.
nothing in this world you could give me that's not going to make me not avenge my son or daughter or whatever. Like
Right,
that's you can't. I can't take that to me when I go, but I have to leave this legacy better than it was. And this is my
right,
legacy you messing with. This is someone I
right,
love, you know,
right,
stuff like
right.
that. But I'm with you 100%. But we all know that there's a lot of people that have a price. You
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. People, there are people. Unfortunately, we live in this world where we have a price. And as you were talking, there's this scene in Coming to America, the first one, where
Hmm.
they're trying to offer to buy like the guy who plays the woman that Eddie's pursuing's dad. I forget his
Uh huh.
name. He plays the father in
McDowell.
Good Time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. They tried
Yeah.
to offer him like a bunch of money just to get his daughter to be away from the prince, and he was like, "That's my daughter you're talking about. There's no amount of money I will receive in regards to my daughter, not my baby." And that's how I
Mhm.
feel. Like we need more parents like that. Same thing with the whole R. Kelly and Aaliyah thing. Like, Aaliyah,
Yep.
where the fuck were your parents? And it's funny as I say that, AK said another comment. She said exactly that. Ian, look what happened with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. People
Yep.
that should have been protecting her took a check, and she's right. Like
Mhm.
we need to stop being rude by money. I don't care if I'm like $50,000 in debt. There is not amount of money that's going to make me sacrifice my daughter or someone I love. But my prayers go out to Cassie and her family and
Yeah.
the people who are involved. The one thing I will say about Diddy, I would hope that he would get the help that he needs because I do believe in rehabilitation culture,
I
not necessarily
I
cancel culture.
No, I definitely agree with that, but I think it's over for him. Like when it comes
Oh
to
yeah.
like hip hop, yeah.
Oh
Because me and you
yeah.
talked privately. You said, "Oh, Chris Brown, could
Yeah.
he came back." The difference between
Yeah.
that though is like we didn't see a video of that. We saw pictures, and two, he
And
was
he didn't
19
lie
years
about it
old.
either.
He didn't lie about it for years,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not just lie for years. Like this has been
Right.
since the 90s that he's been doing crap. But Chris Brown
Right.
was also 19, and that's why I get upset when people still bring that up from Chris Brown.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
19-year-olds, especially dudes, they're not mature. They're come on now.
Right.
Diddy's almost 50. If he's not over 50, he knows
Um,
better, and
um,
it's ridiculous.
Charlemagne said that in that video he was 46 years old.
Exactly. Just like that. Just
Mm,
like when people, and I don't want to be political, when they keep making excuses for people like Trump and Biden. These guys are 80s, 70s, and 80s years old, man. These are grown people. We can't keep
mhm,
making excuses for them. Now, I could have a little bit more grace if you're in your 20s, teens, all this stuff. Like, okay, we got time to grow and mature. Bro, Diddy's late 40s, early 50s. Come on, we don't need that anymore. You got
yeah.
to pay for, you got to take responsibility and pay for your actions.
Yeah, and I agree because when we were talking privately, I did bring up the Chris Brown thing, but after everything that came out, I had to really think about what I was saying. Like, okay, you're right; these are
Mhm.
two different situations. And Chris Brown never got on social media and lied. Like he just
Exactly.
he took
He admitted it and
accountability.
apologized. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
he
Chris
took
Brown been wilding
accountability.
out ever since, but at the same time, you're right. Very different. He's not. He's never once said he ain't do any of the bad stuff. He seems like he owns it half the time. He still does it. That's a
Right,
different problem. That he needs a different problem than that. But did he?
right.
We need justice for Cassie. Absolutely.
Oh, definitely. I don't know if he'll ever see jail time, but he definitely needs to be held accountable. But
Hmm.
what do you guys think about everything that has happened in this situation? Again, my prayers go out to her and her family. Jump down to the comment section below. Now, on a lighter note, somebody who probably should be going to jail. One more off the top topic. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but
Jeremy.
Donald Trump was
Oh,
recently convicted of all 34 counts. I don't know.
convict.
I don't know if this affects him or not, but I really don't have an
Nope.
opinion. But what do you think, Ian? What do you think about this?
Dude, and this is true story. The day it
Mhm,
happened, I'm driving with my son. I'm listening to the highlights of what actually happened. Philip
mhm,
DeFranco is something I listen to a lot. Uh, and my son is like, "Oh, Donald Trump going to jail. He's got 34 felonies, or he's a felon now." And I
mm,
said, "Probably not, son." He's like, "What do you mean? You break the law, you go to jail." I have to explain to my 12-year-old son that in America, rich billionaires don't go to jail unless they're messing with kids like Weinstein or something like that. But I had to
mhm,
explain what white privilege is. I have to explain what rich privilege is. I have to explain all this stuff. Like, look, in your life, you are not rich and white, so don't think you could just buy your way out of stupid situations like Donald Trump probably is going to. I don't see him doing any prison time. It's a nonviolent crime. He's never been technically arrested before, I guess. So he's probably going to get a probation and a fine. You know, as of
mhm.
us, if we would have did the same thing, the rest of
We'd
our
be
lives in
under the
prison,
jail.
maybe under the jail. So I had to
Yeah.
explain to my son why you're not going to see Donald Trump in jail, probably. And it's just, and I could just see it's a weird father son moment because I could just see him understanding, like, oh, the world is not fair. As much as you tell me what you should be doing morally, like what's correct and what's not correct, and what did I get in trouble for, I had to explain to him, yes, sometimes people do bad shit and don't get in trouble. And it was just a weird conversation.
Mhm.
And you're gonna
Yeah.
have that conversation with your daughter one day, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And unfortunately, as parents, this is the reality. Black parents, at least, this is the reality that we live in. And
Hmm.
you know, all we can do is if you don't want to see any form of I guess corruption, if you want to call it that. You know what to do on November 4th. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. And now we're gonna jump to our main topics. One of our main topics I think was a kind of a funny note. Ryan Reynolds just released the Wolverine popcorn bucket for
Ooh,
Deadpool and Wolverine. Have you seen
get
this
you.
bucket, Ian?
Yeah, man, get your condoms and lube, man. You thought that Dune bucket was sexy, boy, Wolverine can get it.
Bro, I when I saw him release this bucket, I was like, "What the hell?" I mean, even AK put Lord that damn bucket. Look, I, when I saw this bucket, I was like, they're not serious, right? This,
No, they're
but this
serious. They're profiting off of the Dune stuff. I didn't know. That's the question you got to ask. Were they serious? Now, obviously, it's an easy, it's an easy joke, but like, what is this obsession with having sex with buckets now? I don't
I
understand.
don't I don't know. And then even the commercial where they pour the butter on top of his face, I can't look at Wolverine no more. Like I just cannot. I'm so traumatized by this because I'm like, I everything that's going through my head, like I feel bad for watching porn. That's
Hey,
how
you
bad I
could
feel.
you could
Like,
do whatever you want to that bucket. You know why? Because Wolverine has a healing factor, and you cannot hurt him. So
ah,
you can put 5 dicks in there. Wolverine will be fine.
this is disgusting. I can't believe Bob Iger approved this. I'm not even getting popcorn when I go see this movie. But I wanted to ask you, after seeing the promotion, does this excite you more for this up and coming movie?
Absolutely, because I'm a horny bastard that likes to have sex with buckets. I mean, no. What excites me though is like this is probably Marvel's best branding and advertisements that they've done, and people like Ryan Reynolds are masters of it. So I'm just excited for the movie because it seems like they know that they have really good quality here. And yeah, I'm excited for the cameos in that movie. I'm excited to see the old faces, maybe some new faces. I'm excited to see Hugh Jackman back. And yes, I might actually buy that popcorn bucket. Not that I'm going to have sex with it, but it's just a moment in time that I'm like, yo, this is funny. I want to capture it. Hello?
Oh my, am I still live? Am I still live? Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm sorry, you guys. My power went out. My power went out. Let me get Ian back in here. Okay. Hold
There we
on.
go.
Okay, we are live, guys. Hold on for a second. Let me go to a quick commercial break. Okay, just a quick break. I just got to reset one thing. All right, enough looking at that intro. Okay, sorry, I just had to. I had to. I just had to fix something because I wanted to make sure my router was good, so that way that doesn't happen again. Apparently, my building had a power surge,
Oh
but
wow,
sorry about that, you guys. Definitely cut that
live
out when we
TV. Yeah,
exactly. Definitely cut that out once I put together the audio version of the podcast. But okay,
it's
but
all good.
quick, what's your quick thoughts about the about the movie in general?
Oh, I'm excited for the movie. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, he's a marketing genius. I can't wait to see the cameos. I can't wait to see the plot. I love Hugh Jackman. His Wolverine is probably right there in front. Like we all love Tony Stark's Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, but like there's only been one Wolverine, and Wolverine is like my favorite comic book character anyway. So I'm like excited that they're going to be in the MCU. I'm excited to see like the jokes that they make at Disney's expense. So I'm really thrilled.
Okay, yeah, me too. I want to see all the Kevin Feige jokes.
Hmm.
Hopefully, a Bob Chapek joke here and there, maybe. I can't wait to see what they're willing to do with this movie. This is the first time I've gotten excited about an MCU movie in so long. So,
I'm just excited to
uh,
see the X Men again on on the big screen because I love the X Men more than the Avengers. It's just that Marvel's Disney has just been doing movies better, but
yeah.
when we overall characters, I love the X Men.
Me too. I do. And I love their movies and I love what they've been able to do, especially with
Hmm.
X-Men 97. Oh my god. Like
Yes,
it's been
absolutely.
that has been amazing. Real quick, I forgot to mention this and off the top, but real quick, Disney is doing their they're going to do their own X-Men movie.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts about them starting from scratch and integrating their own Marvels X-Men? I think the movie's going to be called Marvel's X-Men. But what do you think
Yeah,
it would
I'm
be? What
excited.
do you think it'd be?
I'm excited for that. And I think like our scapulations. I'm terrible at words today. Could make a whole different show. So I'm really really excited, and I'm trying to understand how they're going to do it. In comics they transfer minds. I think that's a little too goofy for this universe. So
Mhm.
hopefully there might be a reset after Secret Wars, and we're just going to see great origin stories. And yeah, I think they could do it. I really wish they would have just kept the universes separately. So, like, for example, after Endgame, we just would have did 10 years of a different universe, fall in love with the Fantastic Four, the X Men, any other Fox property that we grown to love, and we fall in love with these characters. And at the end of that saga, have both of these universes fight each other in the Avengers, uh, whatever the fuck movie that was I just mentioned. But I think that would bring more like emotion because we're falling in love. We've already fallen in love with these Marvel characters. Now we're falling in love with these Marvel characters, and we got to see each other kill each other. It would be a great movie, but I
Mhm.
don't know. I'm
And you know
excited
what's
though.
funny? I read someone say I heard someone say, no, I actually read someone post this on Threads that they've
Hmm.
never viewed X-Men as a team up movie like the Avengers. It's always been like a singular comic book movie to them. And I never thought of it that way because
They're
the
not
X-Men
wrong.
they don't come from different movies. It's its own
Yeah,
thing versus the
yeah.
Avengers. They do come from their own different movies. So I am interested to
Hmm.
see what their starting lineup would be. I can't wait to see who they cast as Wolverine. As a matter of fact, I want to see Cyclops have more of a presence in
Me
X-Men in
too.
Marvel X-Men than
Me
we
too.
did in the previous iterations.
And I'm excited to see how they're gonna write Magneto and Xavier, just because like it's what is it in Marvel in the Marvel world? It's like what 2026. I know it's like it might be 2024. I don't know, but like you
Mm.
can't do a World War II like storyline with that. You got to update it. So if you're gonna have a black cast, maybe we could do the Rwanda story. But like I said, like we're gonna have to update that. Even if you want to, keep them Jewish and stuff like that. I think you got to like either make up a massacre or find something a little bit more current. Maybe 9/11, stuff like that. Mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I want to see something current, and then I also want to see where they been. Like where have they
Mhm.
been after Thanos? Like where
Yeah.
I mean during Thanos, like because at least before we got Thanos, they perfectly explained where Peter Parker was. Like he was a kid, and then when he became a little bit more of a teenager, we finally discover who he is. So I kind of
Yeah,
wonder.
that's easier to write than like a whole group of people that are elderly people. Some of them where they've been this whole time. So.
Exactly. So I wonder, and then also like the MCU is already full of superpower people, so I find it
Hmm.
hard that the MCU is gonna make the X-Men where they're hated mutants.
Yeah, that is going to be weird. Like, yeah, we have an established world that people look at these guys as superheroes and they want to be like them. They're like basically celebrity rock stars. So what would be the difference between Cyclops and Captain America? Why would you hate one and not the other? So yeah, we'll see how they write it.
Uh,
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. AK said agreed. James Madison had the look for Cyclops, but they didn't give him much of
Correct.
give much of him or Storm enough to do in the Fox films. I completely agree. Completely agree. What do you guys think about this new Wolverine popcorn bucket? Are you gonna get one at the theaters? I'm definitely am not. Um,
Absolutely. I'm bringing a condom and some lube too, and it's
I'm
going
not.
down.
I'm not. You still use condoms? You're
I
married.
mean, I don't use condoms. It was a joke. But now that we talking personally, absolutely not. Don't go in my room. Oh!
Let's jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. And man, this topic right here, this right here is actually very disappointing to me, but I kind of feel like we'll probably never see the light of day of this movie. As you guys know, the Blade movie has
Mm,
now been delayed
this
again
hurts. This hurts.
for rewrites. Mahershala
Mm-hmm.
Ali, when he was cast for this movie, he was
Yep.
44, I believe he was. Now he's in his 50s. And I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna be Blade anymore. No one has told me that he's not gonna be Blade. From what I understand, he's still signed on to the project. But I guarantee you, if this movie does not come out, at least by the time Kane Dynasty or Secret Wars, we're gonna get a new Blade. And I guarantee you that Blade game they announced is gonna come out before this. And
Mm-hmm.
this movie, I have no faith that it's coming out at all. This movie was supposed to come out like sometime between 2019 and 2024. And the fact that
Mm-hmm.
it didn't come out, I'm just curious to see why it
Yeah.
hasn't. So
Yeah.
but Ian, what do you think about this movie not coming out and doing the other rewrites?
Yeah, well, to be fair, yes, there was a pandemic and there was a writer strike. So yeah, that kind of screwed it a little bit. So that sucks about the whole situation. At the same time, too, we've had, with the exception of Deadpool and Wolverine, because that's like my number one Marvel movie I'm ready to see. This is like the number one movie, not just me, but a lot of other people wanted to see too, because we all love Blade, we all love Mahershala, and like we're just trying to see how they're going to handle like monsters and stuff like that in the MCU. They did a really good job with the Werewolf by Night show or special. I thought that was great. Other than that, I don't understand why they were pushing these other ones before this one. It's just weird. I would have put that front and center. We want that before the Marvels. We want that before Chang-Chi. I love Chang-Chi, but like I'd rather see Blade. I'd rather see Blade than Multiverse of Madness. I'd rather see Blade than a fourth Thor movie. So I think they're just thinking profitability. I don't know, but guarantee you right now, you put Blade out tomorrow, it's selling way more than a lot of these previous movies that happened after Endgame. And I hope I'm still on. I see you disappeared and talking to myself. Hello, everybody. My name is
I'm
Ian.
still on. I'm still on. I just
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to bring it to the forefront. I
Oh,
my daughter wanted a cookie, so I gave her one. So
okay. I didn't know if we were out again. So
oh nah. But yeah, so
my question
I
to you too, like, yeah, what movie after Endgame did you want to see the most? To me, Deadpool and Wolverine's number one, but like Blade was top three. Facts. I don't understand why they pushed these other ones, any series before that. It's weird.
Blade was definitely like my top three, top five actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to see them introduce him to this world. Fun fact,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they were thinking about bringing Blade over to the Netflix stuff when Daredevil and Punisher were out. I
That would
remember
have been
that those
awesome.
were those were conversations at one point. So, but I like Mahershala Ali as an actor. I think he
Mm-hmm.
would be amazing as Blade. My only thing is Doctor Strange did not. I don't believe that he did a good job showing the mystical haunted element. And my thing is that okay, so we're in the MCU. We just discussed the X-Men. Okay, the X-Men are prep. They're pretty much in this world. We don't know how, but they're in this world. How is Blade going to go against a club or a underworld full of vampires? Where has that been shown in the MCU? And I think
That's
that,
the problem with this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you that,
yeah,
but that's the
go ahead.
problem with the MCU right now. That's like they're throwing lack of breadcrumbs. The Infinity Saga had breadcrumbs everywhere, and that's what led to it and brought you the excitement. It's just leaving a lot of like unanswered questions, not breadcrumbs. It's just like, hey, this is here. We're not going to talk about it ever again. It's
Hmm.
just so weird.
Right, and I get where in the multiverse, like for instance, in the Marvels, spoilers if you guys haven't seen it, um, um, Monica Rambeau went to another universe where the X-Men are a thing,
Hmm.
and in that movie they don't necessarily address that, how she's going to get out or how she's going to be able to integrate within that universe. Now when we bring in over the X-Men or Blade and things of that nature, how do we explain their existence? And my thing is that if we're building up to Kane Dynasty or whatever they call it, what part are they going to play? That's my question. Like if it's still Kane Dynasty, or let's say they switch it over to Doctor Doom or whoever, okay, cool. Where are we going to see them? Like I don't see how Blade stands a chance against Kane or even a Doctor Doom with his abilities, even a Daredevil or a Punisher. Like these are more grounded level characters. So for me, I don't see them really facing off against a major threat. That's why I'm curious to see. Okay, if we're gonna see a Blade movie in the MCU, is it gonna be like Deadpool 3, where it's in another universe? Because Deadpool 3 is obviously in the MCU, but we know it's in a pocket universe within the MCU. It's not like
Right.
this Deadpool does not exist with Captain America yet until we see the movie. So
Hmm.
I'm just curious to see where they go from all this, from all these different places. What do you guys think? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. They do need to be better setting up everything up in the next segment. Yeah, I
That's all
completely
I'm
agree.
saying. Hmm.
Completely agree. Now we're going to jump into our final topic, and our final topic is a pretty good topic. We talked about this a couple weeks ago that Giancarlo Esposito joined the MCU. We also found out that he's going to be a part of Captain America: Brave New World. It's rumored that he's going to be a part of Captain America: Brave New World. Um,
They put out a picture today. Did you see it?
I did. I was actually about to pull it up, but I can't find it. But hate to leave. We I was just wondering. They say that he's rumored to be a villain, which is cool. I'm wondering how he's going to play a part in the MCU. So, Ian, did you? I know you heard about this news. What do you think about him being a part of the MCU
I'm
or
gonna
being a part being a part of the film? Excuse me.
I'm gonna send you the picture right now, just in case you
Okay.
need it. Just sent it. So yeah, I'm excited for him to be in the MCU regardless, just because of how great of an actor he is. Everything he touches, even if like the show was not the best, like his performance is still A+. The Boys, he's amazing. The Mandalorian is amazing. Breaking Bad. Even back to like what's it called? Do the Right Thing. So like he's a nerd's nerd for sure, and he loves what he does. So what do I think he's going to be? I have no idea, because at first I was like he'd be a perfect Magneto. He expressed he wants to be Professor X. I'm not against it. I saw like some of the concept art for Norman Osborn, and I was like maybe he'd be Norman Osborn. I don't think that's the case anymore. People are thinking Doom as well. But after seeing this like leaked picture of like him in Brave New World, I have no idea what he's about to be. Like just that picture alone, I am very lost. I try to look to see like what type of character wields knives and stuff like that and has that look. I'm lost. I have no idea what he's gonna be. Would be really cool, which I doubt it is. Maybe it's an original character. There's somebody that threw out maybe William Stryker that's ahead of what's it called? Some Weapons
Aim.
X program.
Aim.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
AIM. So like if it's that, I could see that, but like he's also saying something about getting his own Disney Plus series.
Series,
So I,
yeah.
I was a little confused about like why would you give like Striker a series? That's weird. But I don't know. We'll see. And I'm excited to see what it is. And like I said, I would be really cool if it's an original character, not in the comics or anything like that. But if it's anything that he touches, he's going to kill. So we'll see what it is.
I think when I heard the Norman Osborn rumors, that would have been amazing. I
It
would
would have
love to
been.
see him. Oh, go
No,
ahead.
I said it would have been amazing, and I was actually like, maybe that's what it is, just because of the concept art I saw. They want him to be a black person with what's it called,
Mhm.
waves, like he is in the comics. But I know that the Disney and the Sony deal is kind of like finicky, and they're not going to do some negotiations over like a cameo in a Captain America movie if it's a Sony property. So they're going to do that kind of stuff with Spider-Man, not just Norman Osborn. So I think that one's kind of out the window, especially with the look I saw too. Norman Osborn don't be carrying knives like that and having a blade jacket.
I'm about to pull up what you sent me too, because yeah, like this photo, and I know the audio listeners can't see it, but anyone who's listening on audio, go back to the YouTube channel and you can see the video that I popped up. So this is
Yeah,
what we see, a leak footage of him being on set. It looks like he has on a like a battle vest, obviously with knives in it. Now, anyone who knows Norman Arms Osborn, he does become the Green Goblin, but Green Goblin doesn't use. I mean, he does use blades,
knives.
but not like
He's
that.
got a whole suit. Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Yeah,
He has a whole suit and all that.
I mean, he could be. After seeing this now again, this is all alleged. He could be on
Hmm.
a set. This could be Boy season 5 for all we know. I'm kidding, but I'm kidding,
I don't think
but
those are
this
going to
was
work against Homelander.
exactly. But this image that was leaked, because I did see this morning, is saying that they did reshoots and he was on set wearing this. I don't know if I would see him as a Bullseye, because AK saying Bullseye, but Bullseye's
I don't
in
think so.
the Daredevil TV series. So I don't know if he'll be Bullseye, but I'll say this: if he wasn't going to be Norman Osborn, I think personally he's going to be um maybe like if he was an original character, like maybe like a Nick Fury's number 2 that we didn't never knew nothing about. I think that would be pretty interesting. Or I would love to see him as a Mr. Sinister.
Mm.
You know.
See, and I think AK kind of has a point. I'm not going to say that she's wrong or
Mhm,
right, but like the announcement that he made, he said
mhm.
that they're going to tease him in a movie and give him a show.
Yeah.
So Bullseye, I think, is kind of like something that you would tease in a movie and give a show. Uh, Sinister, I don't know. I'm not interested in a Sinister show, but like I can see that as well.
Mhm.
Like I said, my guess might be William Stryker because I'm hearing that like they might be teasing some mutants, but at the same time, why would you give William Stryker a show? So I don't even like my answer. So, unless they're trying to like convert mutants to make a Weapons X program, that might be a cool show. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And they killed Maria. And there's some BS. That I hate that show. I hate
I
that
hate
show,
it
man.
too.
It had
It's
so much
had
potential.
so
I don't. Yeah,
yeah,
and they didn't know what they were doing. It was
yeah,
ridiculous.
so much potential. They obviously had no idea what they were doing. I mean, I don't know, like if when I think of a Disney Plus series, I didn't think Nick Fury was good enough to give him a series, but I don't know. They could do. I mean, because they have the Marvel catalog, it could literally be anyone.
Hmm.
Um, I heard someone say he could be the original Taskmaster. That would be dope.
Yeah, they would have to. I mean, I'm for that, but they'd have to definitely write themselves out of like what they did in what's it called, Black Widow, and of course,
Exactly.
and Taskmaster is going to show up in the Thunderbolts. So you could. I mean, if they want to rewrite it and say the original and put him in the Thunderbolts, I'm cool with it.
Right, right, right. Like I mean, I would love to see that, but I mean, I don't know, you guys. Who could he be? If you saw this image on the live, and again, all the audio listeners just come back to the live and look at it. But he's obviously wearing. I'll bring him back up again. He's obviously wearing a battle suit of some kind. He has a gun, a few knives, and he looks like a low budget Nick Fury to an extent. So obviously he's about to do something. I just hope that his character is more I hope it's more menacing. If he's playing a villain, I want him to be like a threat, like a threat level villain. We got somebody
Yeah.
new to the chat. M Wamba 85 DT says, I think the character he's playing is Dr. Abraham Cornelius, one of the people who are connected to the Weapon X program. That could
See,
be
I like that
true.
idea too. I like that idea too. I think that they're trying to lean more toward the mutants. So I think that's not a bad answer. And if they're going to do a series about the Weapons X program, it's not a bad
Mm,
idea. Like that's when you're introducing mutants slowly and stuff like that. And then at the end of the series, you get the main mutant Wolverine. So that'd be cool.
yep, that's very true. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think that Giancarlo Esposito will be playing in the near future? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And guys, that will do it for today's episode of the Alex Hampton Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every time we're putting out video here on my YouTube channel, we are developing more content on the channel and being a little bit more consistent. So I hope you guys can tune back into this show and other shows that we put out. Ian, what are we? Where can we find you on YouTube and social media?
You can find me on YouTube and social media at Ian Elliott Carter. And yes, my book, my comic book, which I do not have a copy, is still on Amazon. So check it out. Go to Amazon.com and type Angel and Reset Volume 2 Robo Karens. And yes, it is a very funny, action packed show. If you like the Boondocks and if you like Deadpool, you'll love my comic. And the more and more we sell this thing, the more I can finish it. Like I would like to do part one, and I'd like to do part three. So if you love the series, support, support, support. Yeah, yay!
Yeah, like definitely support. I'm about to pull it up right here. Blam.
Mm,
Angel and Reset. Definitely check that out. I love the comic. And fun fact, Ian was recently with Charlemagne the God, and he gave him
I
his
did.
comic book. So
Yep.
definitely check that out. I will leave a link in the description below because AK is asking for the link. I will leave a link in the description below for his comic book. AK, definitely check it out. It's a really dope comic book. Um,
Yes.
and you know where to find us, guys, here on Momentum Media. Here, just type in Momentum Media in YouTube. We're one of the first people to pop up. And you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And as always, you guys, have a blessed day.
Bye bye.